feel like this question is designed to get me to get back on my soapbox, and I really don't want to do it, but I can't not answer this question. When we automate certain skills from society, over time, society stops learning those skills. And when it comes to complex or complicated math problems, we're okay with using graphing calculators to solve those math problems. Foundational mathematics, middle school mathematics, early high school mathematics is crucial to learning logical reasoning, mental discipline, mental rigor. It teaches us how to understand patterns, relations, functions, analysis, and mathematical structures. It helps us to break down huge problems into small component parts. But we're only okay using graphing calculators to solve complex mathematical problems when we have the foundation built in our students first. And the further you get in any discipline, and math is no exception, the outputs become profound and far-reaching in the STEM fields, but become increasingly more narrow in everyday life. Okay, in contrast, and I'm really going to try and stay off my high horse here, when you allow a student to use artificial intelligence to just wholesale write their essay for them, you deprive them of the learning outcomes that come from writing an essay. Allow me to name some of those outcomes. Number one, navigating your own mind. When you finally put pen to paper or finger to word processor, you finally figure out that the thoughts that you had swirling around and around in your mind are different once they are written down. In other words, you can only find out what your opinions are once you've articulated them. So people who write tend to be clearer thinkers than those who do not write. Number two, once you've articulated those opinions, you learn the strength of those opinions through rigorous feedback. That feedback should teach you how to weigh evidence for certain ideas that you have, helping you again to articulate and refine critical reasoning skills. And number three, and this is a big one, you learn to separate your opinions from your identity. Your identity is something that you are, and your opinions are something that you have. When you learn to separate your opinions from your identity, and I really mean your self-worth, you become powerful. Because if your opinions are not intrinsic to who you are, then you're more willing to change them in the face of new evidence. You also gain emotional stability because you don't have a meltdown every time someone criticizes one of your opinions. And this earns you a seat at the adults' table of conversation and debate. If the goal of foundational education is just to regurgitate information, to pass a test, to pass a class, to graduate from a certain grade, to punch a clock, then the differences between using a calculator and using ChatGPT to solve an essay question might be trivial. But if the goal of writing is to develop young minds into successful citizens who can orient themselves in the world, who can take feedback, who can work well with others, then yeah, it's really different, and that's a really good thing.